Hi guys, Limor Ben-Ari here, your mind coach. I wanted to share with you the number one understanding about the power of our mind and the way our thoughts work and interact with the world. So we are always and forever, reality is, living in two worlds at the same time. We are living in the outer world and the inner world. And what that means is the outer world is all the circumstances, events, situations, things that happen to us in life, every day, throughout our life, experiences that are out of our control. I'm not saying out of our responsibility, because a lot of it is under our responsibility, which is a separate topic, but we are coexisting and living in two worlds at the same time. So the outer world is everything that happens to us, the things we're experiencing in our everyday life, events, interactions with people, situations, good and bad events. But it's everything that happens outside our body, in our reality, in the world, in our life. And that's the outer world. At the same time, we have the inner world. The inner world is our mind, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, the way we react to things, the way we process things in our mind, which if you learn NLP, you understand that there is a huge process going on between the outer world and the inner world. The way we receive information, the way we analyze information in our mind, in our brain, and each and every one of us does that in a different way. So we all have a totally different experience of life. Every single one of us is made differently, and that's the amazing and beautiful thing about us. But at the same time, it's what cages us and traps us in our own mind. So we have the outer world where things are happening to you, and the inner world, which is where you're processing how you're going to react, how you feel, what makes you think, and that's the responses we usually engage in. And right now the reality is that most of us live in a reactive, responsive state of mind to what is happening to us. So when we lose a person, or when we lose money, or when we lose our health, or when things happen to us, the way we internalize it is totally dependent on our own mechanism, the way our mind works based on events, situations, things we've been through in the past. And it's all a copy and paste situation. Like we are continuously recreating the same events and situations in our life based on what happened to us before and the information that we processed through that. So we live in an outer world where things happen to us that sometimes we have control over and sometimes we don't. And then we live in an inner world that is basically where we process all that information and we bring it into our mind, into our thoughts, and then it becomes thoughts, feelings, emotions, and reactions. And that creates further situations for us. So understanding that we live in these two worlds, and understanding that these two worlds are totally separate and independent of each other, which means that real life, reality, the world has no emotions. It doesn't know good or bad. Things just happen, and they happen the way they happen. Our inner world, the way we perceive what is happening, the way we interpret it, the way we react to it, respond to it, process it internally, that's our inner world, and that's on us. It's our responsibility to manage that inner world. And that's where mind power comes into play, when we learn how to manage our thoughts, emotions, and how we process information that comes in. And we almost like put in a filter through that processing. So right now we have a lot of information coming into our mind at all times, from all the stimulants around us, using the six senses, as well as just in situations in life, either in work or at home with people. It's mostly always with people situations. But when things happen to us, How do we respond? How do we react? How do we process it internally? What are our thoughts when it happens to us? That is what we need to dive into and analyze, and it's something that only you can do with yourself. That's why mind power is not something I can give you or anybody else can give you. It's something you have to, by yourself, work on yourself by journaling and documenting your thoughts and feelings, emotions, and situations that are happening. So what I suggest and what I did for myself that really worked is charting your life. And that exercise really helped me personally, seeing things that, work and don't work in my life, and things I want to keep in my life and things that I don't want to keep, thoughts that I have that I want to keep and thoughts I want to get rid of. So when you outline your life, in one column you put the inner world, and in another column you put the outer world. And you start by a time frame, you start marking events and situations that happen to you in your life, in your outer world. And at the same time, you mark up situations that happen to you in your inner world, the way you processed it internally. The thoughts you had, the feelings, the beliefs you started establishing based on these situations. And you start at the age of 10. And you go up to 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40, 45, and so on. And you start listing all the events that happened to you in your life and all the ways you internalized it and processed it. What did it make you think, feel? How did it make you behave? What did it inspire in you? What did it spark in you? Whether it was good or bad, negative or positive, excitement, fear, anxiety, anger, hate, love, passion, all that stuff, that's the inner world. And accidents, situations, fights, divorces, breakups, heartbreaks, loss of people, diseases, all of that is in the outer world. And then what I want you to do is I want you to draw a line between your inner world and your outer world to every matching object. So if a topic is discussing how your parents got divorced and your reaction was lack of belief in love, then I want you to match those things up. And then I want you to go later on in your life and see if it reappeared in your life, manifested in your life in some way. And that is basically the exercise to identify the difference between the inner and the outer world and how we live in both worlds at the same time. And a lot of the things that happen to us in life are just repeating itself and just copy and pasting itself into our life again and again because of a lot of the beliefs and thoughts and feelings we establish throughout our lives. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe below if you want to see more of it. This is my shirt, behuman.com, be-human.com. You can check it out. Inspirational clothing, because I believe we can change people's minds and lives with inspirational words. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day.